What does it actually take to go from singing in your room, maybe just for fun, to headlining a massive stadium tour,
Yeah.
to becoming a global pop sensation? That whole journey is incredibly complex.
It really is.
So today we're going to break down that entire pipeline for a solo pop artist and really look at the industry machine that's running behind the scenes.
And that's the key word, right?
Yeah.
Machine. This career path is so much more than just raw talent or getting lucky.
Right.
It's a carefully managed, multi-year process. It combines immense dedication, some serious business savvy, and the strategic construction of a whole public image.
So we're going to try and give you a bit of a shortcut to understanding all the key steps and the money involved in this high-stakes world.
Exactly. So you'll know just how those global hits get made.
Okay, so let's start at the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
The whole journey is almost always built on years of prep. Most successful artists find their passion really young. They often start with formal training, like singing in choirs, taking instrument lessons.
Or even just performing at community events. A lot of the time, growing up in a musical household gives you that essential early foundation.
And that foundational training, that's not really negotiable if the goal is to go professional, is it?
Not at all. Becoming a pro means dedicating just countless hours to practicing vocal techniques, mastering breath control, developing stamina.
It's athletic.
It is. Pop stars aren't just naturally good singers. They're highly trained performers. It takes persistent, focused effort over years. Success rarely happens overnight, despite what it might look like.
So once that groundwork is done, the challenge shifts from pure skill to strategy. How does an artist go from being a local talent to someone the global industry actually pays attention to?
Right. Well, talent is a given, but the first strategic move is networking. It's all about connecting with the right people.
Okay.
Historically, that meant finding a talent scout. But now it's way more precise. You have these industry people called A&R.
Artists and repertoire.
Exactly. And their job is to find and develop new talent. But they're not just listening to random tapes anymore. They're often analyzing digital data.
So they're looking at who's getting views.
Who's getting the most engagement on streaming platforms? Whose videos are going viral locally? The data often leads the scout to the artist, not the other way around.
So if an artist gets identified, what do they need to show? What's the proof?
They need high-quality demos. These are professionally recorded samples of their work that showcase their unique vocal range and their sound.
But the real game changer at this stage is getting a manager. Right?
A dedicated manager is crucial. Think of the manager as the artist's CEO. They navigate the business side, they negotiate contracts, and they find those critical opportunities to perform live or get into the studio.
But relying on a manager and a label so early, that sounds risky. We hear all the time about predatory contracts in the music business.
And that's a very real concern. It raises a key point about how modern deals are structured. See, when labels invest huge amounts of money up front,
For production, marketing, all of that.
all of it, they need security. So many modern contracts are what they call 360 deals.
And that means the label gets a cut of everything.
Everything, not just music sales. They get a percentage of touring revenue, merchandise sales, even acting roles. It's a high-risk, high-reward model for both sides.
Wow, so the artist becomes a business entity right from the start.
Instantly.
Okay, so what are the main paths to getting famous once they're ready for the public?
There are really two main routes. One is the televised path. National singing competitions, reality shows. That gives you instant, massive recognition.
But the other way?
The other and often more sustainable way is building a fan base through just consistent engagement. Small tours, steady releases of music. You build that connection show by show.
Persistence is everything.
It is, because the industry only really rewards the top fraction of percent.
Now let's get into the actual product, the hit song. Writing a globally successful track it's a highly specialized process. How do you go from a simple idea to a radio-ready anthem?
Well, the solo artist almost never does it alone. They collaborate with professional songwriters and highly skilled producers. In modern pop, they often go to what are called writer camps.
Writer camps.
Yeah, it's where multiple teams of songwriters all work at the same time to craft tracks that match the artist's sound and energy.
That sounds incredibly efficient, but also maybe a bit stressful. What's the one thing they're all trying to nail down?
The hook. Without a doubt, the hook. That's the catchy melody or phrase that repeats and is specifically designed to stick in your head for days.
It's the psychological core of the song.
That's a perfect way to put it. And the lyrics have to be just as carefully crafted. They need to tell a relatable story or express a universal emotion, something the widest possible audience can connect with right away.
And once that structure is there, they build the instrumental track, then it's into the studio.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the studio is a whole other world. The recording process demands intense precision. Engineers use these high-quality, super-sensitive microphones.
And the detail comes from the software, I imagine.
The software is everything. It allows for detailed digital editing. You can adjust the timing, the tuning, even the emotional delivery of a single note to get it absolutely perfect.
So a single vocal line could take hours to get right.
Hours, sometimes days, just to piece together one flawless take.
Pop music always sounds so big, so full. How do they get that rich texture?
It's a technique called layering. They don't just record one vocal track.
They stack them.
They stack them. Multiple vocal takes, harmonies, ad-libs, different instrumental parts, all on top of one another. That layering is what creates that full sound you hear on the radio.
And after all that recording, there are still a couple more steps.
Two final critical steps. First is mixing.
Okay, what's that?
Mixing is where an audio engineer balances the volume and the position of every single element in the song.
So making sure the bass doesn't overpower the vocal.
Exactly. Or making sure the lead vocal stays crystal clear during the loudest chorus. If the mix is bad, the whole song just sounds muddy.
And the final step before it goes out to the world.
That's mastering. Mastering is the final polish. Its main job is loudness equalization. It makes sure the song is uniformly loud and punchy compared to every other song on Spotify or the radio.
So it sounds good everywhere. On your phone, in a stadium.
On tiny speakers or giant sound systems, mastering ensures it sounds consistently great.
So once the sound is perfected, it needs a visual world to live in. Which brings us to touring and image. What is life like on the road?
It is a demanding marathon. Going on tour often means months away from home, traveling between different cities, different countries. It's grueling.
And the scale of that operation is just massive. We only see the star on stage, but what's happening behind the curtain.
A huge infrastructure.
Yeah.
A large crew of technicians and roadies travels ahead of the artist to set up the stage, the lights, the sound equipment for every single show.
And the artists themselves.
They have the constant pressure of maintaining peak physical and vocal health. They have to deliver that high-energy performance night after night. It requires the discipline of an athlete.
And the reward is that live connection with the fans.
Exactly. That energy exchange between the artist and thousands of people is completely unique, and it requires incredible stage presence.
And with that fame comes the need for constant public image management.
Oh, constant and rigorous.
Yeah.
Artists work with professional stylists to control their fashion and publicists to handle the media narrative.
Social media lets them talk directly to fans, but
maintaining any kind of private life becomes almost impossible when cameras are following you everywhere.
and their look, their fashion is a huge part of their brand, isn't it?
It's vital. Performers create a recognizable signature look. Changing a hairstyle or a clothing style isn't just a whim.
It's a signal.
It's a strategic move to signal a new musical era. The visual aesthetic is often as important as the music in building that global brand.
And the place where that visual aesthetic really takes flight is the music video.
Music videos are these short, high-budget films. They use imagery, choreography, and storytelling to give the song its own world.
And they are massive productions.
Huge. You have professional directors, cinematographers, teams of dancers, enormous budgets for special effects or exotic locations. The artists spend these incredibly long, physically demanding days on set.
A successful video can just be a launch pad, right? It goes viral and suddenly the song is everywhere.
Overnight. The editing process is also super meticulous, cutting the footage to match the precise rhythm and beat of the final mastered track. Which, it raises an important question. Even though we call them solo artists, their success is built on collaboration.
That's a great point. Which leads to strategic joint projects.
Right, collaborations. Working with other musicians, sometimes even crossing genres. A pop singer working with a hip-hop artist, for example.
What's the main strategic benefit of that, besides just making cool music?
It's an audience swap. The exchange introduces the artist to a brand new audience they might not have reached otherwise. And it keeps the music fresh and relevant.
Okay, let's pivot to the money. This is a complex global business. We know record labels provide the upfront funding, but where do artists actually earn their money now?
Yeah, this is maybe the biggest shift in the industry. Streaming services have completely changed the financial equation.
How so?
Well, while streaming lets music reach everyone, the per-stream royalties paid to artists are often incredibly small.
So album sales and streams aren't the main income source anymore.
For most artists, no. The focus shifts to other areas.
So if streaming money is low, what pays the bills?
Merchandising, selling tour t-shirts, posters, custom items. That's a key high-margin revenue stream. The profit on a $30 tour shirt is often way more than from a million streams.
And touring is still vital.
Vital. And critically, intellectual property laws protect the songs. Selling or licensing those rights for the song to be used in movies, commercials, or video games, that is a massive long-term source of wealth.
So the successful solo artist has to be a savvy brand manager and an intellectual property owner above all else.
Precisely. They are CEOs managing millions of dollars in different revenue streams. They absolutely have to understand this financial structure.
What's fascinating is how quickly technology keeps changing things. What's on the horizon?
We're seeing a big move toward virtual engagement. VR and AI are starting to play a significant role.
AI can help write melodies?
It can help craft melodies, handle basic production, and some artists are experimenting with performing as digital avatars in virtual concerts. It expands their reach without the physical travel.
We're also seeing more global influence, right? Music from different cultures mixing together in the charts.
Definitely. And finally, the independent artist is gaining power. The barrier to entry is so much lower now.
So smaller artists can release music without a major label.
Exactly. They can distribute their music directly to platforms. They keep more control, but they also have to shoulder all the risks.
So what does this all mean for you? The solo pop artist journey is a high-speed lane that needs creativity, huge personal focus, and a sophisticated understanding of a relentless business machine.
It's a career where the artist has to be a performer, a CEO, and a constantly evolving brand.
All built on the foundation of a single powerful melody that moves people.
It really is the ultimate fusion of art and commerce.
Thank you for joining us as we explored the business of pop stardom.
Good luck with your studies.